is Tamiya's 1/48 scale Supermarine Spitfire Mk.I, as per the box. This just arrived today, and had a quick look in the box. I bought this purely from a sense that I want one of those kits that's just a shake and bake and just to get to the painting. And my reasons for that are I want to try some new techniques, so I've got some new materials that I want to try out, and I'm also I want to change over from my current method of using acrylics, and I want to try more over to lacquers. Seen quite a number of videos from some YouTubers where it just looks like it gives a better finish and more kind of what I'm looking for. But I knew from review videos of this kit, it was a great looking kit, and I thought, I quite like the look of that. And I've never built a Mk.I Spitfire. That's where the positivity kind of ends for me, really, to be honest, because I've opened the box, had a quick look through it, and I'll be honest, I'm quite disappointed. I'm sure, typical Tamiya quality, I'm sure it's going to build up great and all that sort of thing. The engineering, from what I've seen, is pretty good, and it is just a shake and bake kit. But on first glimpse, there appears to be rather a lot of detail missing in comparison to this puppy. This is Eduard's Mk.I Spitfire. Obviously different model, different age, few years between each model, but in terms of detail and finesse, on first glimpse, I actually think this is the better kit. Eduard's weekend build kit of the Mk.I 48 scale, and it went together a dream. The exhausts are a little bit fiddly, but once you get them wrapped up, the rest of the build is fairly easy. You're always going to have issues around the typical underside seam, but but just comparing apples with apples, I think the Eduard's a better looking kit. Now, if I can focus my camera on this properly, now just to give you an example of detail, so you can see on the Mk.I there, you've got all that beautiful detail around the rear cockpit area here, which is really quite prominent, and whilst it may not appear very clear there, that's the sort of thing that picks up very well with a pin wash or something. So if we want to do a comparison, if I just take that away, here's the sprue of the Tamiya kit, and this is the way the fuselage is made up. It has an insert, which obviously Tamiya are looking ahead possibly to releasing other versions of the Spitfire. You can see it's virtually void of any kind of detail on this side panel here. And the same goes for the fuselage, and even the wings have very little in terms of actual detail. It's really quite I mean, some of the basic panels are there, and what I would call fasteners for those panels are there, but there's not really much in the way of surface texture or very fine structural fasteners. So for a brand new kit, particularly from Tamiya, you know, I don't know what their engineering ethos it might be. I mean, you know, as you see from the Mk.I, Eduard are pretty good at that very, very fine riveting detail, but there's very little in the way of that on the Tamiya kit. Granted, the underside is quite nice, but again, it's missing that structural detail that you would associate with the Spitfire. So yeah, for a brand new kit from Tamiya, in some ways that's a little bit disappointing. However, I have no doubt that this kit is going to build up really quite nice. I'm definitely going to give it a go and assess it on its merits, and I'm sure it'll be something special. But just comparing the two kits, they are quite different. So just food for thought there.